world's most populous country, India. What to do? Here's a quick take. I'm Smita Prakash. The world is suddenly waking up to the fact that India will supplant China in becoming the world's most populous country. And that is expected to happen sometime in the middle or the second half of 2023. Till a few years ago, India wasn't expected to cross China's population. But it appears that because of a drop in China's fertility rate, that will change. We are 1.4 billion, and with that comes a whole host of issues about how will we feed our population, whether the economy is keeping pace with our needs, what India means as a market to the world, and a whole host of other issues. Well, for the country's planners, it is a challenge of enormous proportions. The foremost among them is to provide for its billions, while coping with a multitude of challenges that come from being a developing nation with geostrategic issues, especially because we have two major adversaries, China and Pakistan, as neighbors, both of which do not want India to succeed. By global standards, most Indians are poor. Niti Aayog had, in its 2021 report, identified 25.01% of India's population as multidimensionally poor. Of the 1.3 billion population, about 32.75% of people in rural areas and 8.81% in urban areas have been identified as multidimensionally poor. Now, what does multidimensionally poor mean? It means that there are four indicators of deprivation: nutrition, cooking oil, sanitation, and housing, which the extremely poor in India do not have access to. And they do not have access to the next set of needs, which is basic health, education, social protection services, and basic infrastructure. But it's not all gloom and doom. In a span of 15 years, India has lifted around 415 million out of multidimensional poverty. So that is the priority, yes. But let's also keep in focus what the world is saying about India. That our workforce is young, it's talented, it's expanding, and it's faster and bigger than those in industrialized countries, where in some cases it's shrinking. Our service sector is more professional than even China's, as per some estimates, and could replace China as a high-end manufacturing alternative. Chinese officials and state media were quite annoyed with the Western media's projections about India overtaking China in terms of population size, saying that the West is focusing only on numbers rather than industrial and economic output of the two countries, where China is ahead several times over. As per China, India's numbers are growing, but it is no threat to China, as their quality of population is superior to India's. Well, okay, good luck with that view, however odd it might seem. But the challenge remains that our infrastructure is weak because of not having invested in it for decades. Change is happening, but we are already lagging behind, and what should have been has not been. Nearly half of our population is below the age of 25. This young population has more disposable income than, say, 20 years ago. And that has created a new category of buyers who are the target of companies making products for them. It is for this reason that investors will consider India as an investment hub for its skilled and young working population. But for doing that, India will have to make mammoth investments in infrastructure, training, and educating its young population, providing jobs to attract foreign investment.